The biggest scandal in the history of politics is one you've probably never heard of. There's a political corruption scandal happening right now that involves 12 countries on 4 continents, has implicated politicians in offices as high as president, and so far ended one presidency. And it's prompted the U.S. Justice Department to levy a $3.5 billion fine, the largest in history. Odebrecht Construction. A Brazilian construction company became a multinational megacorporation by using bribes and corruption to win contracts from government officials in at least 12 countries. But despite the scope and scale of this ongoing scandal, there's a good chance you've never heard about it if you live in the United States. Odebrecht is a name you hear every day in Latin American countries. It's on the TV news, people are discussing it, you hear it on the car radio, and everyone seems to have an opinion about it. In the countries where Odebrecht operates, and especially in Brazil and the Dominican Republic, the revelation that corruption went to the highest levels of government has destroyed decades-long political careers. Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff was forced to resign the presidency, and her successor, Michel Temer, likely won't last very long in office either, because recordings of him engaging in bribery were leaked to the public and Brazilians are demanding his resignation. A Peruvian court ordered the arrest of former President Alejandro Toledo, who is accused of accepting millions of dollars in bribes from Odebrecht. A Peruvian governor has been placed in something called preventative prison for 18 months after he was found to have accepted $4 million in Odebrecht's bribes. In Peru, like in Brazil, people are protesting in the streets over this. Colombian president and 2016 Nobel Peace Prize winner Juan Manuel Santos is under investigation by Colombian prosecutors for accepting illegal campaign donations from Odebrecht during his 2014 run for office. Santos' approval ratings dropped as low as 24% among Colombian voters. Many people attribute his unpopularity to the revelations of corruption in his administration. While in Bogota earlier this year, I went to the Colombian version of our White House, Casa de Nariño, to request a meeting with Colombian President Santos, hoping he would shed some light on the Odebrecht situation. A representative from his office responded to my request by saying, "You can't be in here. Who are you? I'm calling security." In Guatemala, the people are calling for the resignation of their president and other politicians who were involved in the Odebrecht scandal. In the Dominican Republic, 11 government officials have been arrested for their involvement with the $92 million in bribes paid there by Odebrecht. According to the United States Justice Department, the company earned profits of $163 million from projects in the Dominican Republic that they won through those bribes. Other countries where Odebrecht operates are Angola, Argentina, Ecuador, Mexico, Mozambique, Panama, and Venezuela, to name just a few. One might wonder why this scandal is being investigated by the United States Justice Department. The answer is because Odebrecht initiated bribe payments from a bank in New York and held meetings in Miami, allegedly to discuss something illegal. So the U.S. has some jurisdiction. But this is possibly the most complicated public corruption case in modern history. Carlos Lima, one of the Brazilian prosecutors investigating the case, called it a thing of criminal beauty. The investigation will likely come at a high price to American taxpayers, despite the fact that the actual crimes occurred outside the U.S.